And we're thankful to Allah for everything that's happened to us. And we're thankful to Allah that Allah give us the energy and the time to sit back and just the great recovery. They think it's then, 2012. The great recovery is not then. The great recovery is now. So you send them through all the changes and let them throw all the punches they're going to throw and do everything. Because who would go telegraph, it's just like getting ready to throw a punch and then moving your body before you punch. Well, there are people that know how to fight and know that you're getting ready to punch. Right? It's simple. So you telegraph everything. Yeah, what we gonna do, boss man? And you take a vacation. He don't know you're taking a vacation. He think you're really struggling because you're going through all the changes. You ain't going. You're going through all the ritualistic stuff and making flyers and all of that seem like that's what you're doing. It's not what we're doing. Is what we're going to do. College of Islamic Movement Studies. They don't have it today, but they're going to need it, and they're going to need it big. College of Islamic Movement Studies, meaning this will be a real college with real teachers, real qualified people to teach the movement. That's what we're getting ready to do right now. Re-Africanization of Islamic movement in the USA. Re-Africanization made a lot of sense now, but I think during this period it might be not necessarily re-Africanation, but re-energizing Islamic, because now it will be all. Have you ever heard any of the young people talk now in the colleges now? They're getting revolutionary. They're not scared as their parents. And they're insulted. You know why? They've had the same American history books that everybody that we used to have, and it said, this is right and that's wrong. And they know that everything that's done to them is illegal. And that the people are lying. Their parents just know. In those days, we get away from the little dictator. We come over here, and it's going to be good, And that's what they did, okay? But their kids are from here. De-Israelization of Islamic movement in North America, you can see every time we open our mouth. And it didn't just start. Let me show you something from back in the day. Lies, damn lies. Now, this is Sunday Telegraph. Mandela acts as host to men of terror. President Mandela will provoke a new international furor this week by standing by his decision to host a conference of radical Islamic groups, including the Palestinian terrorist group Hamas and Islamic Jihad. Well, they're terrorists to the Zionists, but they ain't terrorists to Johnny Boy and his friends, right? They're not terrorists to us. They're nice people, right? Okay. Although the organizers of the 3-day conference, that's the conference we had in '96, would be held in Pretoria next weekend, deny involvement of terror groups. The Sunday Telegraph can reveal that representatives of both Hamas and Islamic Jihad. Anyway, Mandela in a couple of cases turned out to be all right. Number one on this one, all Israelis are telling him, hey, don't let them people come in. So he replies, lies, damn lies, y'all just lying. And he uses good old human language. You're lying. That's a lie. These people are not terrorists. And then the other one was on Fidel, anybody remember that? Fidel, they wanted him to leave. Don't be friendly. Clinton told him, well, we would feel more better if you didn't mess with old Castro. Anybody remember the 70s when the Cubans came to Angola, and from Angola they went into South Africa and they whooped the South Africans to death, the Cubans. And remember, Cubans is, let's say, 65% black. Yeah, 65% black. Them Cubans licked they behind. And Mandela told him, he said, those people stuck with us in our darkest hour. And that's the words, in our darkest hour. Right? The Cubans. And you telling us not to be hanging around with them? And what's her name was standing there. He said, you can go jump into a pool. He meant jump in the lake. You remember the old saying, jump in the lake, swallow a snake, come out with a bellyache when we was kids. So we used to say, you can go jump in the lake if you didn't like something. Well, Mandela, I guess South Africa, they say you can jump in the pool. That's what he told Clinton. Clinton was standing there too. He said, no. Those people, I don't know if y'all remember, he said, those people stuck with us. Hey, man, those people helped us out in our darkest hour, man. That was, and that's, so Mandela has some good points. And see, we have to study everything and everybody, and we can apply what fits into our time and our place and our circumstances. So we look at Mandela for more than just one reason. You know, a lot of people think he was a compromiser and another. No. He stuck with people that stuck with him. And the only reason, now in South Africa, they going by and taking land from the white folks, you know. Okay, if he would have did that right away, if you're going to take all our stuff from us, we're not going to give up. We're not going to transfer the army to you. We're not going to transfer that. Like right now, the army is all black mostly. But at that time, the army was white. Because when I'm in South Africa, I'd go by army bases. There's army bases all over, and I'd see all these guys are white. That's then. And they have a few black people at certain levels. But when they get it to the army and the colonels and the captains and all that hierarchy is black, now they say we got to go get some of our land back, right? Suppose he did it on day one. Wouldn't have worked, because the white people still had all the jets and all other stuff, right? So actually Mandela did a smart thing. I hope it didn't take too long, you know, or that period. But anyway, remember, we have to study everything and everybody. We're not going to be arrogant to think that Allah is just going to put everything right in our brain and we're just going to run right out the happy as a lark. Islamic Institute for Counter-Zionist American Psychological Warfare. That sounds like what it is, Islamic Institute for Counter-Zionist American Psychological Warfare. We didn't have to do nothing but hook this up. And then they come out to do all of what they do, right? To show us who they are and what they're about, right? So we're managing and controlling what we're dealing with. We are. We were doing it then and we thought about it then and we're doing it now. I'm sorry, they're not running anything. They're just going through motions. We don't completely run our own lives, but we got them playing the game according to the way we want to play it. And they're playing on our field, right? Well, we got home court advantage. We know where all the potholes is. We know what reflects where. You throw the ball over here, they can't see it. Because it's a dark spot, you know what I mean? And they don't know that. So they hit their ball over there and they run around trying, where's the ball? Well, so when you want to conglomerate him up, you just hit it over there. And look, the people, our people, all they need is the courage and the desire to do big things, and Allah will help them. Allah will help them. They're not exercising what Allah gave them. Okay, this is just an opinion. So again, College of Islamic Movement Studies. And I told the guy, and he knows about it, I said the last time I talked with the brothers, I told them in San Francisco about akhlaq. I said, the movement, at that time it was getting ready to head this way. I said, but now everybody is moving with Iran. He knows because he's not an Iranian, but he's from over that way. He can figure out where that is. So he knows them, and he's Shia, so he has the inside view on everything, really. He doesn't believe in Vilayat Faqih. That's his problem. You know, no, that's I said that. And I know who he likes, because he mentioned all the people, and I said they're fine. But anyway, no problem. College of Islamic Movement Studies. What I was saying to him was, Iranians have to have a high level of morality, akhlaq, because everybody's bringing their wives, their children, their family, and everybody they love along with themselves. So you have to have, you can't be slick and colored and want to manipulate the thing, you know what I mean, too much because of the level of trust. And I've always insisted that. And, well, everybody know it, because the thing with us, and let's say them for now, is just like the brother could realize that we're independent. He's not as independent. He's a nice guy, but he's not independent. Or else he wouldn't come by here like they sent him to, you know, because we're going to do this here. We're going to do this today, and that's for IEC. As if the Iranians don't know what we're getting ready to do, right? And he pops there just the day before. I haven't seen him in a year. And he lives around the corner. It's okay. It's perfectly okay. Right? He's a nice guy. But see, there's a difference in what they do and what I do. I don't do that. All I do is what I think is right or wrong. Okay. So down in Dixie, the Iranians said, well, how do you know about certain things like that? Can you tell a government agent? I just referred him back to the early days. I said, because we're all black, and they're sitting there scheming with me. Yeah, we're going to tell the Iranians this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to get the money. I said, I have to be a fool not to know what they're saying what the plan is. When Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui and them would be involved, they had a whole crew in LA. Anyway, they're trying to push Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui around. Dr. Kaleem Siddiqui told him, I'm on the dole. The dole, that's welfare over there. You know where they dole out. I got heart trouble. I can't work. I'm on the dole. They was trying to get him to endorse. Remember, we're having all these big conferences. So they're trying to push him around. And then the Negroes is using all kind of nickel and dime con with the ambassador over here. They're trying to work out some way so the Negro can be economically independent. But Iranians don't necessarily want you to be too independent. You know, like nobody technically does. They want you to stay on the lease. The government don't